The Chicago Bears have just dropped that depth chart for the
Yeah.
2025 season. Well, sort of. Let's talk about it. Keep it locked. Welcome back, everybody, to another all new edition of CHI Go Bears. As always, it's your boy John Jay, and with me once again is my dog, D Snow from the Go. What's going on, cuzzo?
Hey, another day in the life, man. This Bears thing is starting to become a way of life. It's a everyday thing where we looking at the rosters, we looking for the news. It's exciting, man, and it seems like the fans are jumping on the bandwagon with us. Everybody's excited, man. How you been, brother?
I'm good, man. And yeah. Bear down is not just a quote, it's a lifestyle. We
Yes,
bear
sir,
down.
ski.
But I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You know, I love to talk about my favorite squad and some things to talk about. And also, last episode, I left you guys with that cliffhanger from the Declan Doyle interview. So I got some more quotes from his interview as well we can get into. Matter of fact, let's start there. Because
Okay.
I believe the next thing we're going to do today is going to take the rest of the show. So I actually I actually got it pulled up for y'all.
Let's go.
So we can go right to the visual aid. But this was a couple days ago, and if you're following along, I'm on Bears.com. But I had an interview with the offensive coordinator, Declan Doyle. And he talked about the offensive draft picks and how he intends to use, how the team intends to use them. So it was just a couple quotes. Like I said, if you really want to get into it, you can check it out on the Bears.com website. But talking about the first round pick, tight end Colston Loveland out of Michigan. He says the versatility on both base and third down. That was really the biggest thing that stood out, Doyle said. He's a mismatch. He's a target. He's a guy that doesn't ever have to come off the field if you don't want him to. When you watch him finish plays, he has some dog to him where he's barking at guys, Doyle said. He's got a lot of competitiveness, and I can remember him finishing on the sideline multiple times and looking at the DB or whoever he just beat and just letting them know. So he got that dog. That's something that the Bears liked about Colston Loveland, that dog in him. And the fact that
Yeah,
what he say, you don't have to take him off the field. You know
that's important.
that's a big deal. He's a mismatch. He's a target. He's a guy that doesn't ever have to come off the field if you don't want him to. This is coming from the OC, so they see a lot from the kid. Luther Burden,
Hey,
second
the
round
bell of
pick.
the ball, as they said.
Yeah, second
Yeah.
round pick, Luther Burden. And funny note on that Bell of the Ball. I'm glad you mentioned that because I forgot to say it the other day. I was watching the Pat McAfee show, and I think it was Ian Rappaport was on there. Him or Schefter, one of those guys. And he was saying that when the Bears were up, a lot of calls were being made, but the second
Yeah.
that the Bears selected Colston Loveland, a lot of those calls stopped. So a lot of
Yeah.
teams were in on him. They wanted him.
I saw
Um,
and heard the same thing. Yeah, that was something that was after the draft talk. Yeah, yeah, I heard that.
yeah, absolutely. But in terms of Luther Burden, the Bears' second round pick, wide receiver out of Missouri, Declan Doyle says you can use him in a lot of different ways. The goal is to bring him here, figure out what he does well, and see if we can find ways to get him touches where he can impact the game. We're just trying to build depth and competitiveness at each position. The Bears have felt good about the value of that pick, and the more guys that come in and contribute for us, the better. Ozzy
Amen.
Trapilo. One day we're gonna figure out how to say his name perfectly. But Declan Doyle's notes on him, he's a really high level kid with high level character. I feel really good about him maximizing all of his ability in the NFL. He's a total pro. He's a talented player, but he's a better person. I think he's going to do exactly what we ask of him, and that's the biggest thing, Doyle said. When I say he's a pro, he listens. He's yes sir or no sir. So I think that relationship is going to be really good with the coaches.
Yeah, all I hear is coachable player. Yep, I
Yeah,
love it.
I would have liked to see him say he's got a dog in him too, but hey. Luke Newman, the sixth round pick, he says you watch him on tape, and he's one of the best finishers as an offensive lineman in the draft. Doyle said, being able to talk to him in my office and be able to give him that compliment, I think he took a ton of pride in that. He was like, well, that is what I was trying to show. as you get as you get to the latter part of the draft, you're trying to find guys that are going to come in and compete, that can provide value for us. And I think that Luke is that way as well. He's a hard hat, lunch pail, coming into work kind of guy, and he's going to be great for us. And Chicago, that's the story of all Chicago athletes.
Man,
Hard hat,
and we
lunch
talk
pail
about that in
guys.
our episodes. Yeah, that's what we talk about in our episodes, man. We want
Yeah,
that.
we know
Exactly. I
about
love
that
it.
blue collar life. And
Yes, sir.
finally, the seventh round pick, Kyle Monangai out of Rutgers, running back. There's a lot to be developed. There's a lot to be developed there when guys run that way. Oh, let me go back up. Doyle describes Monangai as a guy who runs angry. There's a lot to be developed there when guys run that way, Doyle said. He's a physical runner who's going to come in and do the dirty work and really going to add to that room and compete. And that's really what we were looking for in that slot. So, again, like I say, check out Bears.com if you're curious and you want to hear more about how he feels about these offensive players. But I think that's pretty cool, D Snow.
Yes,
I think
sir.
it's
That's
pretty
exactly
cool
what we want to
to
hear.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
a look inside of the minds of the Bears and why they went with some of the selections, as if there needed to be a reason. You know, we believe in
Yeah.
these selections for the most part, but that was pretty cool. But on to the main course for the day. So the Bears put out a depth chart. And I said, you know what? Let's look at this depth chart. And if you recall, Ben Johnson mentioned the other day that no position is set. So it's open for business. And in putting out this depth chart, D Snow, we can see that he really meant it. The depth chart is completely blank. Blank as hell, D Snow. Blank as hell. Blank as hell. So I said, let's
Everybody
have a
fight.
little fun with this. Let's have a little fun with this, D Snow, and y'all watching at home. And please, y'all gonna like this episode today. So do us a favor, get down there and hit that thumbs up. Drop a like for the channel if you haven't already, and please share this thing with your partners, all your Bears fans, and subscribe to this thing because why
Please
not?
do.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's free.
You subscribing and commenting will help YouTube send our video out to more people just like you. So it's gonna help us help y'all.
Show us a little love. It's all good.
Yeah, let's
We
just
appreciate it. For real,
yeah,
for real.
help us out. Help us out. We appreciate that. But yeah, D Snow, we're gonna go ahead and get into this thing, y'all. Y'all watching at home, if y'all see something a different way, or if you agree or disagree, write about it in the comments. Let us know. But we're gonna do the offense and defense. And we're gonna try to fill this depth chart. So, D Snow, you see the first position on here. Wide receiver. First string, second string, third string. And we don't have to go, well, we'll go by position. But wide receiver, D Snow. Who do we think is gonna be the starting receivers here?
Gotta go DJ. You already
Yeah.
know. Gotta go
We're gonna put
wrong.
DJ Moore. We're gonna put Rome. And we're gonna put the young buck.
Yes,
Luther
sir.
Burden the third.
Come on, Dame. Yes,
Luther
sir. He's
Burden the
going right
third.
there. He's gonna earn that
And
spot.
your others, I think the next in line will probably be the guy that came from Washington, Zacchaeus. Olamide Zacchaeus.
Okay. Because we do
It
got a
could
couple other
also be
wide receivers on the
Duvernay.
roster right now.
Yeah, we got
We got
Duvernay.
Miles
We got
Boykin on
Scott.
the roster right now. We got Maurice Alexander. And some of these guys might end up going special teams, but we do have a couple of wide receivers on. We got John Jackson. We got a hell of a lot of wide receivers on here. So they're
No
going to be
doubt.
fighting for that last spot. We'll see what happens. Tyler Scott. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's going to be a fight. We'll see what happens. Yeah, yeah, because we have more wide receivers on the roster than anything. If you didn't notice that, but
Oh yeah.
when it
Well,
comes to
and you
yeah,
got to
when it
remember
comes to
too
special
that off
teams, you need those
season.
gunners though.
Well, not even that. Well, that too, but in addition to that, it's the off season. So you got
Yeah,
way more. You got about double roster size right now,
yeah,
just
yeah.
about. Um,
So yeah, that's what we rolling with though. We got to go with those three. That's what it's gonna be. The last one is up for grabs. I'm gonna go with the field.
do you think they go 1, 2, 3 like that? DJ is number one,
Yep.
Rome is number two, and
Yeah.
Burton is number three. Because I do
I
believe
think we
that
going
it's open. I think that some rookies might have a
I think
chance to
it's
beat out
open,
these guys.
but once everything starts, training camp, and we start throwing that ball around, it's gonna be about who's already comfortable with our quarterback. Let's be honest here. That's who he's gonna throw the ball to. And it's all about hands as
And I
well. And I think DJ got the best hands on the team. Right now, he's the stud of the wide receiving group. He's the veteran. So I am expecting him to come out and earn that spot.
and I think too that this third position is going to be your slot, and Luther Burden is just made for the slot for this team.
Yeah.
All right, this is where it gets tricky because I don't know Braxton Jones' situation. He might not be ready to start the season. I'm not 100% sure
Mm,
about this, D Snow. We brought in Tropolo, who was a bit of a swing. He played more at the right, but he did play some at the left. And there's also the possibility that Darnell Wright moves to left, which I'm not as big on, but it's a possibility. So left tackle. Who do we think is going to be our starting left tackle, D
all right.
Snow?
I'm gonna stay away from this one. It's your turn because you gonna know more
Okay.
about this one. So let's let you mess with the left tackle because that's gonna be tough. So who you think's gonna start at the left tackle?
So I'm not a fan of moving a guy like Darnell Wright, who's starting to find his way there. He's not all the way there. He's still developing. I don't want to switch positions with him already, a couple years in.
Yeah, yeah.
So I like keeping him at that right. So I would say that the battle is between Braxton Jones and Trapillo.
Okay.
Uh, I know Kieran Amagaja is also a possibility. He did not look good last year. I do
Yeah.
expect him to be a little bit better because that he had just got there. He came. People forget too that he missed the whole training camp because he was injured. So I expect him to be better this year. But if I'm just if I'm guessing right now, I'm going off of what I'm thinking. I think the rookie gets the starting left tackle spot.
Ooh, Braxton. Hopefully you hear that and that put some fire
Yeah,
under you, man.
and
Cause
I
we, hey,
think
cause
that's
hey,
and
they
I
drafted you
don't
high
think
for a reason.
I don't think it's because I like him more than Braxton. I don't know if Braxton is going to be healthy to start the season.
Okay.
So that's the reason why. If Braxton is healthy, I got him staying put.
Okay.
So yeah. So that and I figure the second string is vice versa. So if the rookie starts,
Okay.
then Braxton. If the rookie starts, I think it's because Braxton is hurt. In which case,
Okay.
Amagaji will be the backup until Braxton is ready. Otherwise, I got Braxton at first, and the rookie is his backup, and
Okay.
Amagaji third.
Okay. Let us know what y'all think, fans. Which if y'all think that's what's gonna happen, let us know
Yeah,
in the comments if that's what y'all looking at as well, because it's gonna be important to protect our quarterback this year. We were ranked up
absolutely,
there with the most sacks in the league last year, so got to turn that around.
absolutely. Now with some of these linemen, as far as the backups go, it could go a few different ways, but we'll do the best we can with it. I think this left guard spot, though, I think that's pretty much written in Sharpie. That's Joe Tooney.
Okay. Okay.
That's Joe Tooney.
You brought
That
him
is,
in for a reason.
yeah, and I think in the next couple of days we're gonna be hearing an extension for him.
Okay.
That's Joe Tooney. Backup is probably either Ryan Bates or maybe Theo Benedict if he makes the roster. We'll see. But that's Joe
Okay.
Tooney's spot. Same thing, center and right guard. The
Oh,
guys
for
you
sure.
brought
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Center, that's
Locked in.
Drew Dalman all day. Right guard, that's Jonah Jackson all day. And I believe right tackle, that's gonna stay Darnell Wright. You
Okay.
agree?
I agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us know if you agree or if you see it differently. I
Yeah.
am
Yeah.
very curious to see how you guys see it.
Because now
All
we to
right.
the interesting positions.
Yeah, here we
Because
go.
let's be honest, we can lock quarterback down. We know what's going on there. There's no question there.
Yeah.
We know who the solidified leader is, even if we don't have him on the depth chart right now. So tight end, I am
And
going
I
to go
and I
out on a
said,
limb and
I'm sorry.
No,
I
look,
just
well, go
noticed.
ahead.
I noticed that I did the receivers wrong because we got receiver and we got the other receiver down here. So
Uh,
it's the backup for the starting outside
yeah, because
guy.
I think we're gonna probably carry what 4 wide receivers, 4 running backs.
Maybe we probably carry 3 quarterbacks, so that might take a spot
Mm, Gonna be some fighting going on in training camp.
because we brought the vet in, Case Keenum, and I don't see
Yeah,
Beijing going anywhere.
yeah. Because I mean, being honest, we know they like to run a lot of two tight end sets. So I mean, are we going to only roll with because we know Cole right now, Cole Kmet, he's been here for a few years. He's an Illinois, Chicago guy. So he is going to be fighting to try to stay there. He has been productive. He has given us some good years. But if this kid is the new it, if he's going to be what we're expecting him to be, coming out of training camp, I am expecting him to be starting. I'm expecting him to be in that starting position. I'm expecting Cole Kmet to probably be in there more on the blocking downs when we know we're going to be passing until he's more comfortable. But I am expecting Loveland to get that start at tight end. I'm expecting that. That's what I'm expecting to
Mm.
see.
So that's
I
where I
think Cole's
think
going to be fighting.
this is where we probably at first spot where we disagree. I think
Okay.
that it stays Cole Komet. He's the better blocker right now, more
Okay.
the inline guy. Um, and I think Colston Loveland is the guy that you probably just try to move him around in a few different spots. You might see him at the slot some spots. You might see the second tight end. Like I said, we running 2 tight end sets. The starter doesn't matter because they both out there. But I
Third
think,
down, long yardage downs.
yeah, they're definitely gonna want the kid out there as much as possible. I agree with you on that. But I think they're gonna go with the blocker first.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, so that's interesting. Y'all let us know how y'all see it. Y'all got Loveland then Komet or Komet then Loveland. Um, so the second wide receiver, we say this is wrong. Quarterback, we already know. Caleb. Shout out to Caleb. He's going viral right now for pulling up at a Miami restaurant with 3 models. I think I think everybody in Chicago is happy to see
Yeah.
that.
Paint those nails.
Yeah, I think we all happy to see that. And running back, another interesting one because we don't know if we're bringing in a guy. The expectation is there because the talk is there,
Yeah.
but we can't go off of that right now because we got to go based off of who's on the roster. So 1, 2, 3. How do you see it?
I'm gonna go with how it's looking right now, especially because of the what they're saying about our 7th round pick. I think he will have a chance to see the ball, but I think they're gonna make sure they coach him along and get him in the right position. So I think right now we're looking at Swift, then Roshan, and then the new kid. I'm not gonna even try to say his name and butcher it.
Manungai.
Kalanga, whatever.
I I
Malanga.
think I think here is where the kid beats out Roshan for number 2. I think
Ooh.
that hard work in that training camp is gonna show. And here's the thing. Well, no, actually, I'm wrong. I was about to say something and then be totally wrong. I was going to say the first on the field is with the rookies because of rookie camp, so the coach will see him first. But that's wrong because we've had vet camp,
Yeah,
so he's already seen these guys. At least I don't know if Roshan has been showing up though. I don't know if I
you have to
mentioned
look into that
Roshan's
before the
name
next show.
when I last mentioned attendance. Because if he doesn't, and Manungai is the first one that has the opportunity to get the coach's looks, that matters.
Yes,
First
it
impression.
does. New coaching staff.
You only get one shot to make a first impression.
Yeah, they don't know what nobody looks like right now.
Exactly. So I'm gonna say Swift, Manungai, Ian Johnson.
Okay.
Um, defense, defense. This is where the Bears have cut their teeth on. This is what we known for. That starting defensive end, D Snow. How you see it?
All right, man. Hey, we bought in Dale for a reason. I think he's gonna be out there playing. I expect to see him on that end. Uh, that's why I'm going at first, and let's see, because after that we're gonna go to the next position. I forgot how it is on defense. It ain't like offense. So
Well, if
yeah,
you
I
want,
think that's
you
gonna
could
be our
give me
guy.
you can give me both of them. We know who the is
All
going to
right,
be, but you can give me both of the
all right.
edges.
So All right, it's gonna be tough after that because we got a lot of guys fighting for positions. We got Dominique Robinson out there.
As
Got
far as
Zach
his backup,
Pickens.
you talking about his
Yep,
backup
yep.
or on the other
Talking
side?
backups
Because
now.
okay,
Yeah, because on the other side is Montez Sweat. Let's be
yeah,
honest, that's his spot.
absolutely, absolutely. I would
The other side is
say
Montez Sweat.
I would say Austin Booker is the first backup behind Odangbo.
Okay.
I wonder if Demarcus Robinson makes the team.
Mm.
He
All
was
right,
kind of a
Demarcus Robinson, get
project
some
pick
fire
a
under
few
you.
few seasons ago. He's about 3 4 seasons back. He was about a fourth or fifth round project pick, and he hasn't
Okay,
quite
okay,
panned out. So that could be one on the go right there. Um,
okay.
but yeah, I like that. Let's look in the interior. Let's check out these DTs. We just brought in Grady Jarrett, so you would assume
Oh, we
he.
already know
But
that's his spot.
is
Yeah.
that a guaranteed start though?
I mean, from what we've seen him, what he did in Atlanta, what he's bringing over, and then looking at the new defensive scheme, I think he's going to be productive with us. I think he's going to eat. I think
I
he's
think
going
he's
to eat.
gonna
I think he's
eat.
going to
I
bring
think
that
he's gonna
same
eat.
dog over.
I definitely agree. I think he's gonna eat, but does he start?
So who starts in front of him then?
So we got Andrew Billings, we got Jarrett, we got Grady Jarrett, we got Javon Dexter, we got Shamar Turner, who we just brought in. Zach Pickens probably don't make the roster. I don't know. We'll see. Um, but yeah, I mean, if I would think right now, and you probably want to go when you rotate these guys because the defensive tackle is going to rotate. So whether you start or not, you're going to get a lot of snaps. But I would think you probably going to want to go a vet with a young guy.
Okay.
So you probably start with Jarrett and Dexter, and they back up. They backups would be Billings and Turner. What you think
Mm.
about that?
I like it because I mean, we want to go off those rookie contracts, depending on how these guys look in camp when it comes, strength, reps, a coachability, stuff like that. We will find out who the best fits is. But I do like that because we do want guys that are gonna be here during the duration of the new coaching staff. So you want to get guys on that rookie contract that you can work that money around and make things, work once we go ahead and go with that final roster.
No doubt, no doubt. So yeah, I like that. So yeah, in case y'all missed that, I got Javon Dexter and Grady Jarrett as the two starting DTs, and their backups will be Andrew Billings and Shamar Turner. Linebackers, two starting linebackers. Um, I am going to say, well, we got two incumbents, TJ
Yeah,
Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. TJ
yeah,
Edwards just re-up, so those are guaranteed starters. I think.
yeah, yeah. I expect
Um,
Tremaine to have a good year. We want
I
to have
think
him flying around with TJ.
it's time for Noah Sewell to produce. He was drafted a
Yeah,
couple years ago, and with Jack Sanborn out the door and going to the Cowboys, Noah Sewell might be that first linebacker we see. Um,
okay.
and then we got the rookie too to think about, Hippolyte,
What's up with this
full
kid Carl
speed.
Jones out of UCLA?
And that's another possible name. Don't know a whole lot about Mr. Jones,
Okay, okay.
but linebacker is going to be interesting to watch. I'm gonna say they saw something in the kid Hippolyte, and that's why they took him in the fourth round. They gonna use him.
Okay.
That's
Man,
just my
you need good kids on the
guesstimation.
practice squad. Let's be
And
honest,
and
because of
again,
injury. So
4-4
yeah,
speed at the linebacker spot. They gonna
yeah.
find a way
Ooh,
to
need
use
that.
that. They gonna find
Need
a way
that.
to use that. Um, both our safeties, Brisker and Byard. I think that's pretty much
I think they are locked in as
stays
well.
like that.
Yeah, we're
Uh,
gonna go with the vets.
Mr. Jonathan Owens, first backup, and
Yeah,
Elijah Hicks, who's been there.
I
No,
think
not
that's
Elijah
important in our
Hicks.
division too,
Uh,
because the ball is getting passed around a lot. You want to have some guys that can play the ball as well as play run defense as well out there. So I think we're gonna go with the vets when it comes to those positions. But like you
I
said,
said
injuries.
Elijah
You know
Hicks,
who's
but
waiting
I
in the
don't.
wilderness.
I think Elijah Hicks, did he get cut? If I recall, I don't. You know what? The backups right
I'm
there. The backups
right now.
is
I'm
um.
expecting Alex Cook to play hard in camp.
I got another one.
The
No, I
kid
got
out
one
of
for you. I
Washington.
got one for you. Stop
Okay,
right there.
okay,
Let me
okay,
stop you right there before you look any
okay.
farther. I already said Owens, Simone Biles'
Mhm.
husband, but Amir.
Come
Amir.
on, man.
Amir. That's why I say don't look no farther. Don't look no
Hey,
farther.
4-4,
Let me
hey,
stop you right
4-4
there.
speed out of a 6'3"
Amir.
kid. So hey, yeah,
Amir
yeah,
Speed. That's Famo right there.
yeah,
That's Cuz.
yeah.
That's Cuz.
Hey, this the year to pop out the wilderness and man, get out there. I would love that. We would all love that.
Yeah.
So, and this is about stepping up in football. You guys can come out of nowhere and all of a sudden be stars. So never ever, look at a kid and say he's done. Especially when they're still young like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So these last couple spots, these cornerback, got two cornerbacks and one DB. This DB, I think that's your slot. That's
Yeah,
Kyler
yeah.
Gordon,
Of
who
course,
just
Jalen
re-upped,
Johnson's locked
fresh
in.
money. Jalen Johnson, and I think Tyreek comes back with some dog in him. He's heard the
He
noise.
better.
He's
He
heard the
better.
noise. He is a
He
competitive
better.
guy,
He
and
owes us from last year
people
because
are
he's not a bad player.
and people are sleeping on the talent. The
He's not
talent
a
is
bad
there.
player.
The guy
He's
he
well
had what
liked
about
by his teammates.
he had what like 3 picks his rookie year.
Yeah, he's
People are
not a bad player. You
sleeping
just gotta,
on the ability.
you can't huff and puff until you can put up the numbers. And he's huffing and puffing a little too much, but it happens. It's football. We giving you a clean slate, bro. So come show us
I
that you
think
are the kid that you're supposed to be. We
I
wipe
think
the
he
slate clean. We'll forget all of
he
that.
bounces back. I think he's motivated by all of the noise.
I love it. I love it. I would love that. We rooting for you, Tyreek.
Yeah. So what y'all think about that, ladies and gentlemen? Let us know your thoughts. I'm not gonna get into special teams because it's just a lot going
Yeah,
on with special teams. If
yeah,
y'all want to see
yeah,
special teams, y'all let me know. I
yeah.
do special teams on request. Um, but yeah, that's fun. So I definitely want to see y'all down in those comments. Let
Of
us
course.
know y'all thoughts on how you see the depth chart. If you agree, or if you see it differently, let us know who you got.
Please
But
do.
before we cut on up out of here, D Snow, you got anything for the people?
Oh, nothing, man. Keep on liking, sharing, subscribing. We appreciate you guys. We see you guys are tuning in. People are actually watching the videos longer, so that means that we are making sense. We're not just talking gibberish. We're looking stuff up and making sure we're correct. We're not just out here just guessing, but we still, we your cousin at the picnic. We your
Yeah.
homeboy from next door. We your buddy at work at the water cooler. Come kick it with us. Let's talk football and, bet down.
Yes, sir. I couldn't have said it better myself. So y'all gonna hear from us again later this week.
Oh,
But
for sure.
until
For
then,
sure.
as always, y'all know better down, Chicago. And as always, from us here at CHI Go Bears, man, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And we'll holler.
Go Cubs, go. Stay dangerous, Chicago. We love y'all.
Yes, Sirski. Peace.
Peace out.